Hey folks, it is the Nutty Knife Guy. Actually going to do a review this time. Been a while, hasn't it? Like I said, life. Gotta write the books. Gotta do this, gotta do that. Gotta get over a slip disc in my back. That type of thing. Alright, today what I'm going to bring you is the TRS Vietnam Commando knife. I got this through an email newsletter that I subscribe to called Fight Fast. At least I think I still subscribe to it. I recently purged a lot of the newsletters I subscribed to because I had too many of them and it was cluttering up my email. And I imagine there's a lot of you guys out there who get these newsletters too, and they're always offering you this survival gizmo or this tactical gizmo. There's that word, tactical again. And it's, huge discount, and it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. As a matter of fact, it's better than sliced bread because it's tactical sliced bread. And usually you look at it and it's junk. Excuse me just a second. Usually I just goes right over, and they also have free offers where they offer you a $100 knife for free. Just pay shipping and handling. And most generally, you look at the knife and it's like a tack force. I have nothing against tack force, but they're telling you that a tack force is costing you would cost you $100. And the knife I'm about to show you is not a tack force, but it's one of those things where they tell you it's free and it's worth a lot more than it is. And what that is the TRS Commando, or no, Vietnam Commando knife. Now, I think it's pretty obvious that they want you to think this is a SOG seal pup with the blade shape and everything like that. It is not. I paid $15 shipping and handling for it. And I did this for a lot of reasons. First of all, just for the channel. Like I said, I'm figuring a lot of you guys get these newsletters, or you see these ads online where they're going to give you this free knife, and it's, it is so great that it will cut through space-time. I thought maybe you were like me, you were curious just how good these things were. Now, as I said, the Fight Fast thing that ad that I bought it on, the promotion, well, I guess I didn't buy the knife, I just paid for shipping and handling because this was supposed to be free, said it's worth $100. That's what I would pay for at retail. Well, the problem with that is that TRS actually has a website, and they list this knife for $30. Now, it is remained to be seen whether this is a $30 knife. Just holding it, I paid $15 shipping and handling, and $15 seems to me so far about what it's worth. Have not done anything with it yet. It came decently sharp, and I gotta say, the SOG Seal Pup has been on my wish list. I'm not a huge fan of SOG, but they make decent stuff. It's been on my wish list because I like the blade shape, and I figured, $15, why not? Now, getting it out of the box, the first thing I noticed was the handle. It was horrible. And, well, actually it is still horrible. I just covered up the horrible a little bit. It was so bad that I didn't even wait to put a handle wrap on it for testing. I've had this for about a month now. Like I said, getting out the war post has been problematic lately. Hopefully, weather's getting better, and other things have changed. I'll be able to get out to the war post more often. We're going to war post this guy, though. The handle, you can still see sticking up here. The handle, I don't know if you can see the little stars on it, but I think that's tacky. But like I said, I knew I was getting. I kind of really just get this out of curiosity and to review it for the channel. The handle is probably something like Abx Plastic, but honestly, when you get it out and get it in your hand, it feels like Mattel toy plastic. The texturing does nothing absolutely, you can see they're texturing down here where the wrap is. The texturing does absolutely nothing to give you traction. If this thing got wet, it would slide around in your hand like you were trying to hold a piece of ice. The handle was just bad. So I had some paracord lying around, did a wrap. Now, once I got the paracord on there, and of course, when I was putting the wrap on there, I kind of made it specifically to fit my hand. I kept doing it until it felt good, and now it feels pretty good. Good snug. My high-tech tang detector, i.e. my magnet, did seem to suggest that this either has a full tang or one of these things where you have the tang down here, then they weld it to a bolt and put it on and screw it down here with one of these stupid idiotic glass breakers that they put on everything. Well, not everything, but they put on a lot of stuff. So it seems sturdy. Everything seems solid. We'll see about that. But the first thing that I noticed on here, it was just the handle was just absolutely awful. It was too skinny. It was slick. The texturing was worthless and looked tacky. The blade grind it's got a fairly shallow hollow grind. The grind lines do look even. I don't really usually care about the grind lines, but free knife, and like I said, you probably see these offers right now. Something problematic about this thing is the sheath. It's got like an Abx plastic sheath. Again, it's plastic. It is not Kydex. It has decent retention, but imagine you're a commando and you're sneaking through the night on a mission of great geopolitical import. You're sneaking. You're sneaking the enemy sentry. If he manages to scream or he detects you, the entire free world is at stake. And your knife is doing this on your belt. I mean, it doesn't take much to get it to do that. So, I mean, Commando, really? Other than that, it looks to me like this sheath would be adequate. It's got grommets and places to lash it to molly and things like that, but I can't imagine anybody who wears molly would want to carry this thing. And also, I mean, although the retention is decent, it's not great. So carrying it like upside down on your molly, probably wouldn't work too well. It's got a belt loop, and that's probably the way you should carry it. But that's really all there is to say, other than you can get an idea of the size of it. I don't have the specs here, but it's 3 CR13 steel, so not the greatest. But the great D-Bad, honor and praise be heaped upon his name, did the TRS Titan knife. I believe that one of his viewers requested. And it's basically the same materials, because it's a TRS knife. It's basically the same materials as this one, just a different design. And it passed everything that the old D-Bag could throw at it. So honestly, I don't know what to expect from this knife out of the War Post. So we will go put it to the post and see how she does. With the wrap on it, it actually handles pretty decent, I should say. But you're going to want to do something with this handle. I can't stress that enough. Maybe some people out there will like it, but almost certainly you're going to put some tool tape on it. You're going to want to like a leather wrap or paracord or something. Because if you don't, it is awful. And of course, if you're going to do commando stuff, you're going to want to get a custom sheath. Alrighty, out to the War Post we go. Alright, almost forgot to do the drop test and test the tip here. The tip actually seems pretty well constructed. Okay, let's do the drop test. Not too bad. Now, My wrap is probably, went in there nice and deep. My wrap is probably going to screw up the balance a little bit as it was intended, but it's dropping pretty straight. Move it around as I get it out of there to see how the tip does. One more drop. Okay, that's a nice straight drop. So not too bad on the balance, and it is picking up the chair, so we're getting good bite. Alright, we'll do a couple of downward throws. Okay, it's biting and torquing around a little bit. One more. Now this is getting excellent bite. Now that's deep enough that if I really, I think almost any knife, if I really did side-to-side torque on it, I'm just going to snap it or bend it. So I'm not going to do that with 3CR13 steel. Wouldn't really be fair to the knife knowing what kind of steel it is. And I'm almost sure I would snap it at this point, but it is biting super deep. Look at this, I am picking this thing up, and so buried that deep, I would snap almost any knife if I really forced it. Probably even super steel knife. Now, I'm going to do the steady stab test, even though it has one of these infuriating glass breakers on it and you can't really cap the knife like I like it, but we'll see. Well, like I said, this thing is actually, it bites deeper than a lot of, and make a little adjustment to my wrap here, because it slid a little bit when I did the stab test, but so the point's not too bad. Like I said, as deep as it was going, unless it was one like a really high-end knife or something that had a really thick tip, that would I would snap it if I really torqued it. But I did wiggle it out there a little bit, and I think for a CR13 knife, a 3CR13 knife steel, it did okay. And now we will go to the war post. Okay, let's see how she does against the war post. But first, how does she do against an enemy water bottle? Yeah, evidently not too good. Is that me though? Let's try a different place. That one actually went much better. You can see that was a cut that went through both sides. I don't know what was the problem here. We'll try one more. Yeah. That one didn't get through, but there's not much water in to hold it. And that's kind of a bad angle, but I will try again. Okay, that was a nice even slice going upward. Can't complain about that. Okay, now for the post. Edge looks still pretty good. Do some hard wax. Still pretty good. And the tip. That's the tip again. I gotta say, I'm impressed with how well this thing bites. But I am going to have to re-wrap this handle because I evidently did not get it tight enough. But that's on me. That's it on the knot. Okay, I gotta say, for what this is, I'm pretty impressed. Do I have something around here for a quick vampire deterrent? Yeah, the old dried out one I've been using for years, I guess. I really got to go someplace and find another stick for this. Yeah, well, let's see here. This one doesn't have any even bark left on it to do feather sticking, but we'll see how it just does with wood. That'll give you an idea. Yeah, the angle on this is a little difficult to use for that. There, that's a little better. Seems to hold this edge pretty well. Okay, now yeah, it is actually doing pretty well with this. I'm not going to carve it all the way down. But like I said, for what it is, okay, we did scuff the coating a little bit, but I paid $15 for shipping on this thing. Alright, we'll go down for final thoughts. Okay, folks, well, yeah, the proof is in the testing. It met the war post and did well, including being jammed by accident. I didn't mean to hit that knot, but I hit a knot in that war post that I usually try to avoid with, because I don't think putting it into a knot, a tip into a knot, is a fair test. You know, 317-3R steel with a good heat treat is adequate. I don't, but like I said, I know a lot of people will say, well, he took it easy on the, but folks, I don't know if you can still see it or not. And you can't, there's no mark on it. But that thing was going this far into that chair. And I don't think that would be a fair test for any knife to do torque from side to side. Not what they're designed to do. A knife should be able to take that to a certain extent. But this, when it's that deep, doing this with it is deliberately trying to break it, and that's not what I do on this channel. I don't deliberately try to break anything. Except for the handle and what it is really, and the sheath. The sheath is adequate for, you know, for camping or something like that, but I mean, we're talking about a knife that's very tackly in my opinion. I mean, this is super tacky. It actually says Commando on the knife. Come on. Okay, that's just Mall Ninja or Mall Commando gimmicky. But a truck knife, a glove box knife, a light trail knife that, you know, can take some abuse, but it's not going to take a lot of abuse. For $15, yeah. Now, like I said, the thing that I got on that mailing list that I'm on was claiming this was a $100 knife. What they're talking about with a $100 knife is the Salk Seal Pup, which comes in at $90 to $100. And this ain't it. But the TRS website is listing it at $30, well, 29 something. I paid $15 all told, which is about what it's worth. $15 or $20 for this knife. And I would imagine that's what you would find it listed as if you find it on someplace like Smoky Mountain Knife Works or Amazon or someplace like that. So, I mean, for what I paid for it, not too bad. I would have preferred to pay more like $10. But, like I said, if you know, it could be worse. I've seen, well, you guys have seen knives that I paid a lot more for fail at the war post. I gotta tell you, for what I paid for it, I'm impressed. Had I paid anything more than about 20 bucks for this thing, I would have problems with it. The handle was awful, as I said, and the sheath is awful. But the knife itself held up well. Even the finish, although it was starting to come off in places, held up pretty well. So, if I was going to adopt a star rating, I would give this about 3 stars. Maybe even 3.5. Which brings me to a question, and please answer down in the comments. Would you guys like to, I'm going to get a little bit more frame here. Would you guys like to see me adopt a star rating from 1 to 5 and give my rating at the end of every video, an overall rating from 1 to 5 stars? Do you think that would be a good idea? I'm going to put that a poll in my community section just to find out. But if you hear the question here, please let me know in the comments and let me know what you think of these things. Like I said, I'm sure I am not the only one out there that wound up subscribed somehow by magic to these newsletters, because it seems like magic. I mean, I remember signing up for a few of them, but I don't remember signing up for all the ones that show up in my inbox. But I'm sure somebody had saw an offer where you get one of these free or something like it free, and I thought, well, I'll grab one and see what they're like. And except for the horrendous handle and the baby rattle sheath, not too shabby, I gotta say. And with that, I bid you, as usual, to draw your knives only in just purpose, sheathe them only with honor, and remember that without knives, life would be dull and pointless. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out. It grows the channel, which, by the way, the last time I checked, I am at 601, and I will do another giveaway at 700. I'm not going to do one this time. Finances kind of forbid that at this point. But when I reach 700, I will do another giveaway. But I am right now at 601, at least I was last time I looked. The YouTube algorithm can be fickle, and it giveth and it taketh away. But I'm going to start my admonishment again now, since I was interrupted in the middle. I interrupted myself. Remember to draw your knives only in just purpose, sheathe them only with honor, and remember that without knives, life would be dull and pointless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Help me feed the help me feed that almighty algorithm. All hail the algorithm, that I can do a giveaway at 700. And with that, I bid you goodbye.